Yes. Yes. These are the
I want to say good morning to everyone, especially my supervisor, Professor US Kagure. And I also have somebody in our midst today who was my external examiner in the person of Professor Okoya in Solidus. And I want to thank you, sir, our professors from physics. We are very grateful for giving us this opportunity to discuss our work. And my other professors in the house, and my colleagues and fellow students, because we are still learning. Okay, so
hello, Prof.
well, I've always wanted to do something in applied mathematics, something that will show me something, or something that will help something. So that's why I started work on mathematical finance. And in mathematical finance, the very key thing is the application of stochastic processing. In the world we find ourselves today, in fact, there are some presidents that when they just speak a word or send a Twitter, it will change the dynamics of a lot of things happening in the market, in different situations. And that's why stochastic analysis is very, very important. And that's what we use for financial mathematics. Now, well, do we say it's, well, we say it's financial mathematics is applied mathematics, and it's a branch of mathematics, but it's like an interdisciplinary subject. So we pick things from different places, especially probability, economics, PDs, and we have other connections. And well, in financial mathematics, what are we really interested in? We're interested in pricing, derivatives, securities, risk management, and portfolio management, and other things. In fact, as you will see later, we'll discover that we've gone beyond that when we talk about financial mathematics. So we just have this brief history into how it has evolved over time. I'm sure our professors from physics will be delighted to know that the core tool we use in financial mathematics, which is Brownian motion, was discovered in the lab. Okay, so from there, people started working on it, and then we have this powerful equation that you see there. That is a stochastic differential equation. So we have ds equal to mu s dt plus sigma s dwt. So we have this here, and this stochastic differential equation have been used in different ways. It has been extended in different ways. So that's a key equation that we use. Now, when we look at financial mathematics, we have some key concepts like arbitrage free market, risk neutral pricing, and then of course stochastic calculus, and talk about incomplete markets and reward challenges. When we come to incomplete market, because the Black-Scholes formula that we use generally assumes a complete market, but then we have come to see that actually we do not really have a complete market. So that's why we have other models under incomplete market that you can see here. Do we have any connection, financial math, with other areas of mathematics? Sure. In functional analysis, PD, OD, optimization, probability, we have a growing connection, even in algebra. So there's no area in mathematics, or let me say, there are a lot of areas in mathematics where we now apply financial mathematics. Let me use that word. And what have we done for some time now? We have looked at different things in our research. I must chip in here to say that it was Professor Kagre that brought in financial mathematics to this university, and I can say that it's the first that they have to this country, to the country, and it's the first that. And then when we heard about financial mathematics, we were thinking about interest rates and things like that. Until he gave me one of his papers, and I was wondering whether I was reading a functional analysis paper or a paper in financial mathematics. So you can see that. So we've done some little work, and then during COVID-19, some of my colleagues we just decided from different universities to do something on biomathematics. So that's the COVID thing. Now, my major research actually is in investment decisions or investment opportunities. So generally people talk about options, and options are like they are traded assets. But in our own case, the assets we work on, they are not traded. Now I want to give you a scenario. If you want to pick a house, you want to buy a house, and then you have to go through a field, or let me not say a field, you have to go through different houses. So you just be going this way, and the condition is that after examining the house, you can't go back. So it's either you choose the house or you go to the next one to see if you like it. So you have to choose the one you like. Now look at somebody, he goes to the first house. There's no AC in this house. Is terrazzo. I don't want terrazzo, I want tiles. He said, okay, I'm not interested in this first house. I go to the second house. The walls, they have tiles. Well, I want that. But they have only fan. Maybe the next one will be better. So he leaves this one and goes to the third one. So this person is he knows that he cannot go back. So he has to choose one. And now he is somewhere maybe 4. And he discovered that, well, I would have looked at the other one that have my tiles floor, but no AC, but have a fan. But I cannot go back. Maybe the next one will be better. So that's what we do when we talk about re-option. He said, what is the optimal time to stop? And we call this kind of problem optimal stopping problems. Now you are going through this. When should I stop? Okay, should I know I cannot go back to this thing because with time things are changing, market is changing. So when do I stop? So majorly what we have been looking at is optimal stopping problems with different dynamics. You have this dynamic here, and then we look at the situation where we have jumps, not just the diffusion part. We now have jump diffusions. In particular, we worked on learning processes where we have the diffusion part and then we have the jump part. And recently, we've been looking at where in the recent papers we did, we thought about the fact that we have currency risks. If you look at the trends between Naira and dollar and stuff like that, there's definitely going to be currency risks. So we added that to the model. So these are some things that we have looked at. We also looked at flood prediction and machine learning, and then stochastic differential equations or stochastic neural stochastic differential equations, stuff like that. That's what we have done so far. Now, what about the global trends in mathematics finance? Like I said, we all know AI has come to stay. So we have AI and machine learning, trading and forecasting nowadays everywhere. We have quantum finance. That's where we talk about in physics. And now, in quantum finance, quantum computing is becoming a very, very transformative tool in finance. In fact, it is becoming really, really great because it helps with computation, it helps with pricing, it helps also with solving stochastic differential equation. So we also have the ESG and green finance. Green finance has to do with mixing climate change and finance. In fact, it's a whole new research that people are working on. We also have this depth algorithm and all the others. I know they're telling me to stop. Okay. We have all these are current trends. So you see, mathematics finance is going in fact, is moving rapidly into different areas. We have what we call finance and physics. That one, there we're looking at diversity of portfolios. So these are some current trends in finance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that brilliant talk. I wanted to, I've been inquired if you try to make a lot of money on the New York Stock Exchange because I heard that when mathematics was applied to finance, people made a lot of money in the 1970s. Have you heard about that at all?
Okay, well, you are right. People make a lot of money with these tools. In fact, what they are even using now is the Lactose formula, which is actually not very correct, but they are still using it because it's very simple to use and all that. We have a problem. Let me not use the word we have a problem. Actually, in Nigeria, we don't really have options. We don't sell options in our markets. What we have is just the normal stock exchange and stuff like that. So somebody might not be able to make money without here in Nigeria. But from the family has been telling us right from start that we should have what we call the Nigerian option, so that we can start doing some things here, but we've not gone that way. But you can really make money if you sit down to look at these things, truly.
Try the other thing.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
In addition to what Professor Obode said, I want to toe that line. I'm looking at this model as a kind of stock market model.
Yeah, this is stock price.
Yes, where once you are following the trends and you decide not to trade, and then suddenly thinking things will be, the prices will improve, and then by the time you get to the next trading this thing, it doesn't improve. So you can't go back and say, I want to, so I want to look at, but what I'm wondering is, in that case, this model looks very simple, because I expect so many factors to be, or is that in the coefficients?
Well, this is the simplest. And now you are talking about, like we were taught here by Professor Kagiri, we have what we call the binomial pricing. Okay? So here, today, the price might be S of T. And tomorrow, the price can either go up with a factor, and the price will be, say for instance, the price today is say 15 naira. Tomorrow the price could be say 18 naira, and then it could go down, and the price will be what, say 40, or let's say 20 naira. Yes. Now, what is options all about? Financial options. We use financial options to hedge our risks. So somebody, it could be maybe in option pricing, it could even be in dollars, in euros. You want to travel. Oh, I'm going to travel during the summer, and I need to get some money now. So I say, okay, how much are they selling dollar today? Maybe dollar is say 1,500, and I enter an agreement with the buyer, the seller. I want to buy, the person that I'm entering the agreement with is the seller, and he is telling me that in 6 months' time, when I want to travel, I'm going to sell. And we call it what we call that in the agreement, the price that we agreed to sell it, we call it the strike price. I say, oh, I will sell this thing to you for 1,050 naira. That's what I'll sell the dollar to you. So in options contract, in 6 months' time, anything can happen. Trump can say, I love Nigeria, and do something, and the price will change. Or he will say, no, Nigeria, whatever, and the price will change. So assuming that he loves us and decides to drop some things, this might be maybe say 1,200. Or maybe there are a lot of things, earthquakes, Ebola and all that, it might increase to 1,700. Now, with a financial contract, option contract, you have, we say you have the obligation, you have the right, but not the obligation to exercise your contract. So at the end of 6 months, what happens? I will say, oh, in the market, it is what? 1,000, probably only 2 scenarios. It's either it's going up or it's going down. What if, for instance, it has gone up to 1,700? You have the right, but not the obligation to exercise your option, the contract. You will say, we have agreed for 1,450. Of course, I'm going to make sure I exercise my option, and I buy it for what? 1,500, even if it's being sold in the market for 1,700. That is how we use options to hedge risks. Now, what if it's a second scenario? You have already agreed that he's going to sell it to you for 1,450, while in the market it's 1,200. So you decide that you're not going to exercise the option, and you buy it in the market for what? 1,200. But then there's a price you must pay for that option, and that is what financial mathematics is part of the things that it will help you.
But what I'm wondering is the coefficients.
This coefficient,
can you introduce other coefficients?
Sure.
Because I'm wondering, with that option hedging of the price and all that one cannot really know all the possible things that might influence.
Yes, for now, Black-Scholes formula that simplest we're talking about, these are constants. They are just constant terms. But for other models, like we have volatility models, this is not a constant. It works with the trends in the market. Not only that, we have what we call the mean reverting. So this will change. It will not be what we have here. We have different models. Now, when you add drum, you have several more parameters. So this is just the simplest. We have very complicated SDs that you can use in the market depending on what you want to price.
Yeah, I think the stochastic differential equation can be made more general. The coefficient there
can be a function
of S and T and other parameters that may come in.
Yes,
so
may come in.
Yeah, so
yes,
that's
to be more, yes,
yeah.
sir. That's true, sir. This is just the basic, the simplest, but you can make it more robust. When you add, that's why we add drums, okay, and then you have more parameters. It becomes very complicated, but somehow it will.
Galante.